Okay guys, so today we are going to create a project, full-fledged project in AWS. Whatever the service which we have learned till now, we are going to use all the service to create a full-fledged application in cloud. Now you have how you can decide which service to use, which AWS model to use. So I will give you a question, a scenario that a client came to you, they ask you to create a website for them. Okay, now the website, which type of website it is? So client has a simple requirement. They want to create a website, and it is a blogging website where they can post a review of some recipe, or some they can take the feedback from the client or of their other application. Okay, let's say the client is of your restaurant chain, and they want a website where they can take reviews of different people, or they can post of recipes, they can post some articles, or, or it can be a news website where they will be posting some information on a regular basis. Okay, so simple. So similarly, you might have seen there are so many websites like share market websites where they keep on posting some news updates for their subscriber or their clients. This is your requirement. The other requirement is that the website should not should not crash. It should be always up and running. You should make sure the uh, cost is minimum. Okay, and this website will be running 24 cross 7. This is a statement given by the client. Now, as a solution architect, as a developer, what are the component you should use? So my first question will be, where do you have the infra or not? So the client, you can ask the client, should we host this thing on cloud? Okay, so you are the cloud expert, you should ask them that I want do you want to host this in the cloud or not? Now the next part is, if the client says yes, they want to host this website on cloud, what are the options now? So we have hosted a website in cloud, right? Where we have hosted a website, we have two options to host a website. We can host a website in in S3 bucket. We can host a website in EC2 machine, and there are some other services which is not right now in the scope. But right now we know two services which we can use to leverage as a hosting server. So in S3, which type of website can we host on S3? We can host a website which is static in nature, okay, where the content is not going to change. But as I said, this is a blogging website. Blogging website means the content will be keep on posting. They are going to post the content, or they are going to update their website on a periodic basis. It can be within hour, it can be within minutes, it can be couple of hours, but there will be some activity on the page. That means the website is dynamic. So in S3, can we host a dynamic website? S3 is not designed to host a dynamic website. So I'm eliminating the S3 component. This is how we thought. This is how we analyze the issue. Whenever we get a problem statement, we break that thing into small chunks, and we start implementing what are the options available. Okay, if it was a static website, I would try to go with S3. Definitely would have gone to S3. But again, we have to evaluate each and every component and the costing. Okay, so if you get a question in interview, scenario based question, this is how the scenario based questions are asked in the exam. Okay, as well as in an interview. Next statement. So we have decided that we will host our application in S3, sorry, EC2 machine. Now the next question should be from your side, that how many users will be there. This is a non this is not a exactly requirement from the client, but this is a scalability. How many users can be there? Will there be a couple of users? Will there be a thousands of user, or in the future application will have lakhs of user? That's the important question. If there are a couple of user, you can just spin up a single EC2 machine. But if there are thousands of users, you might require multiple EC2 machine, because one EC2 machine will not able to handle so many requests. So the client says that in the future there can be thousands to lakh users per second per hour. So you know that you need to now you get an idea that you have to implement a auto scaling. There should be more than one machine, EC2 machine, to support your website. Okay. Now next question should be, how responsive should be your website? That if the number of users are so huge, okay, so what type of content they are going to post? So they said they are going to post a text content, they are going to post some images, they are going to post some videos, and the response time should be less. Okay, so these are a couple of requirement, and you can ask the question in interviews. You can, if you get a scenario based questions, you should ask the interviews that you have given a scenario, what can be the possibility, what is the volume of the users, okay, do you want the website to be running 24/7? These are not there in the requirement questions if you are designing anything. So I have worked with different clients. They will just simply give a requirement in a one liner that they want a website. So that's not actually the scenarios. When you start developing something, you should know each and every possible scenarios which can happen, and you should be getting clear with the client that, simple example, how many users will be there. So this is how we approach in industry. This is how we approach for any question or any requirement. So we have enough information. Now let's go and start designing the architecture. So you can see here, this is a small architecture which I have designed. Okay, so let's jot down one by one how these things are integrated. Okay, so one more question you might want to ask from the user is, your website is just reading the blog, or do you want the user to log into your website as well? Do you want to maintain some user database? Do you want the user to sign up to your page? Okay, these are a couple of information. So again, in this project, we are allowing user sign up something. Okay, now, so let me simplify this infra into small chunk so that you will able to understand how we are doing it. So I have kept this infra in VPC in a this architecture diagram, but right now as a project we are not going to create our VPC, and we are not going to put it into private VPC. But when we are working in industry, then we should keep all our component into private VPC. But today, as it will already will take more than 2 to 3 hours, I don't want these things to be more complex. So what we are going to do, we are going to use default VPC, but again, everything should be kept in private VPC. It will not make any more difference. Next, Security we have covered. So here there is one EC2 machine. We have hosted our website on EC2 machine, right? We have downloaded templates multiple times, and using that we have hosted a website on EC2 machine. Similarly, we are going to download one template from a web hosting website. Okay, so we are going to download a template from a web hosting website, and we are going to install it on a EC2 machine. Now we are not going to use a free open source website. Okay, we are going to download a specific website which is very popular to host a blogging website. Okay, we are going to, so the website name is WordPress. WordPress is a popular website which help you to develop a blogging website. Okay, it comes with all few inbuilt codes, some inbuilt application, so you don't have to write everything, or you don't have to worry about how the website is working. So they give the templates, you can download them and host on your websites. So we are going to install that thing on our EC2 machine. It's already a website hosting application, you can say. Okay, so it is used for to launch a blogging website, or any websites which might be used for video or application sharing. Now we are creating a replica of this EC2 machine. How can we create a replica? Using auto scaling and creating an image. So we are going to create an image of this machine. Okay, so we are going to create a machine where we are going to install all our application. From that we are going to create an AMI of our EC2 machine, and from there we are going to enable auto scaling and load balancer, so that if the traffic is increasing, our EC2 machine will be automatically scaling up and down as per the nature of the traffic. Second, we are going to use load balancer, and behind that, each EC2 machine, okay, all this EC2 machine will be connected to a database. Why? For user management. So this WordPress application even comes with a user management application pre-installed for us. So the application which we are going to install it require a database. So we are using MySQL database here. It comes in free tier. So each EC2 machine will connect to the database, and each database will be the database which we are going to create will be in multi-z. Okay, and the final part, we are going to store all our backups in S3. We are going to store S3 as a backup. So all the data which we are storing in EC2 machines, if there is a natural disaster happens, if anything goes down, for highly availability, we are storing our data in S3 bucket as a backup, and we have divided our application in two buckets. One is media bucket, another is WordPress code. So in WordPress code, all our application code will be sitting. We are going to take a backup of our application code in this bucket. Okay, everything is will be there. It will be code, text, audio, video, images, everything will be there in this bucket. It's our backup bucket. Okay, now as we have asked the user, the our client, that how many users will be there, they said that there can be million lakhs of user might be there. So for that, what we thought, let's implement CloudFront. Okay, let's implement CloudFront. CloudFront will help you to reduce the stress on our EC2 machines, and populate the, okay, CloudFront will help us to reduce the stress from the EC2 machine, and provide the our website from edge location, Amazon edge location, right? So that's why we are using CloudFront to create a cache to nearby servers of the users, and reduce the stress from EC2 machines, so that we will run less EC2 machines and more will be delivered from CloudFront. Second, now to make our CloudFront more active, what we are doing, we are creating the backup of our media files. What is media files? Images, audio, images, and video file in a separate bucket. Okay, so we are taking backup in two buckets. One is a code bucket where we are going to take all the backups, and here we are pushing the media files. Why? Because CloudFront is more easily accessible from S3 and it will be very fast. So the why we are pushing media files from here, because if after a certain period of time the cache will be deleted from CloudFront and it has to re-update the cache. So again, we don't want EC2 machine to be in stress, because if there is a video file of 1 GB, so again and again after a couple of hours the EC2 machine will be in stress to deliver that 1 GB of the file to CloudFront. Okay, so there will can be hundreds of millions of files and with audio and video files. So why to take give stress to our EC2 machine? Just push the data to S3 one time, and the CloudFront can take the data from S3, and there is no stress in taking the data from S3. S3 is a very scalable service. So that's why we had keeping all this in mind. This infra is designed. Anybody has any question? And finally, the CloudFront, the Route 53 to provide a custom domain. Anybody has any question in this infra? Let me know. Then we will quickly start. We'll start with the application. Any question? So we have used CloudFront in S3 bucket. Remember how we are using CloudFront? We have created CloudFront, right? When we simple same thing. So we are going to create everything one by one, all this application. So all these things we have learned till now. How we can attach a S3 to CloudFront, we have seen that. How we can push the data to EC2 machine to S3 or vice versa, and connecting to database, it will be done automatically. We don't have to worry about that. But all these things we have covered. So right now also one by one I will show you all the steps. But are we clear with the infra? Okay. So again, I have created a document for you. So in your PPT, just go to the project. So we are covering this project, WordPress, and I have also provided you some information about the project which we are going right now working, and other project as well. So this is a project description. So in your resume, in your interview, you can just give this text that I have worked on these things and what we have done. So we have hosted a website which is running on EC2 machine with highly available infra. This is a title of your project. So what we have done, we are running a WordPress application on EC2 machine. WordPress application is free and open source content, okay, which is written in PHP, and we have connected MySQL or any other database, MariaDB. Features including plugin architecture and template based infra using WordPress themes. Our application is highly available, which involve multiple components working together to ensure the uninterrupted service during a specific period of time. It is highly available system including which include capacity to recover from the unexpected events in a short period of time. By moving the process to back up the component, this system minimize the downtime and or eliminate it. So I have given a good information, like good English for you to just give, just learn this small paragraph if you are going for an interview. Now the questions will be there. Okay, you have given this information that you have designed an application, you have designed a WordPress application on EC2 machine. Now how it is working? So you should know the each and every component. It's not that you have to be very thorough in the hands-on, but you should know how the things are going from one point to another, how the application is working, how you are configuring the EC2 machine. Because in interview, nobody is going to give you hands-on practical. Okay, nobody is going to ask you, let's go and create EC2 machine, let's go and create S3 bucket. Okay, but they are going to ask the property of S3 bucket. They are going to ask you the property of EC2 machine. They're going to ask you the property of CloudFront, how CloudFront are created, why CloudFront is created, what is the importance of CloudFront. All these questions will be there. So you should be thorough. So theory is one part, but if you're doing the hands-on, you will be knowing that how you things are there. So one of the common questions which are asked in exam about the limitation of S3. How can we overcome the limitation of S3? How can we overcome the limitation of EC2 machines? Every application has some limitation. For Lambda, there are limitations like timeouts. Okay, so you can go through these documents. Now, in your WordPress folder, there are so many files are there. There are so many files are there. Right now, let's one by one, I will show you each and every steps. But these are the 3 steps which we have to perform, and there are some other files which will time to time I will ask you to use the file. So in the step number 1, let's open the step number 1. So here, here is a website from where I have taken a reference. There are a couple of websites from where I have taken this reference to create this project. Okay, you can easily find this project online as well, but I have given each and every steps. I have jotted down each steps which you need to perform. The first step is to create 2 buckets. Simple. I have not mentioned anything, so just create 2 simple buckets. Okay, yeah. So let's log into your AWS console. You can ask the question anytime. So again, this project will be in free tier. Okay, but okay, th- this pro- this project is in free tier account, but don't run it for more number of hours. Okay, create as okay. This is our S3 create bucket. Okay, so let's create 2 bucket. Give name as code bucket, and other is a media bucket. Okay, so give name. Today is June. WordPress code bucket, and bucket where I'm creating bucket. I'm creating in Mumbai because my EC2s and everything we are going to create in Mumbai region. So I'm not making our bucket public. Right now it's everything is default. Encryption is enabled. Just create the bucket. So this is our bucket. Create one more bucket. Instead of code bucket, I am writing media bucket. ACM enable and just create a bucket. Same. Okay. 2 buckets are created. The next step is creating a CloudFront. Okay, for the media bucket, okay, always read the steps clearly. Media bucket. So all this application which I am creating will take some time to spin up. So creating the services will take some time to spin up. Okay, so create a distribution. So you have to select your bucket. You can see here origin in CloudFront. You have to select the origin. The origin can be your S3 bucket, your APIs, your Elastic Load Balancer. So your source can be, or you can say the origin can be different services. I don't want to change anything in the path name. Let it be origin access. Okay, so we have used this legacy one. Okay, or origin access control settings. What does it mean? Limiting our bucket can restrict access to only CloudFront. So only CloudFront can access our bucket. Okay, so create a control setting here. Everything let it be default. Create it. Okay, and here you can see you must update the S3 bucket policy. Okay, CloudFront will provide other policy which you need to attach to your S3, or you can just click on legacy one. It is the same one. It will allow you to update the policy. Okay, but it will be going to be decommissioned soon. In the future you have to manually update the policy. Okay, so create this one again, same thing. It will be attached to your S3 bucket, and apart from this everything is default. This we have covered in our CloudFront section. Okay, cache policy, if you want you can update it, but I'm not changing anything. Just create it. Okay, do you want to attach WAF? So if you want to create more security to your EC2 your website, you can enable WAF. So this is our CloudFront, which will take some time to spin up. Now next part is create two security group. Create two security group. One is website security group, other is database security group. So let's go to RDS. So right now there is no RDS in my account. Create one machine. So which type of RDS do you want to create? We are going to create MySQL. Free tier. Give the name to your database. WordPress DB. Okay. The credentials, you can give the username as admin itself and give a password. Okay, so uh, which type of machine should we use? T2 micro. Always use T2 micro. Let it everything will default here. Okay, before that we have to, I forgot to create a security group. We have created database, but I forgot to create a security group. Just let me create a security group. So where you can create a security group in EC2 section. WordPress security group. So you can give any name. So I given WordPress security group. Description same. Which VPC? Default VPC. And you have to add here the inbound traffic. So again SSH and HTTP. Okay, open to world, open to world, open to world. This is our first security group which we have created. Now we have to create a second security group. 3306. Oh, sorry. Okay, and here I'm passing this security group. Here instead of IP address, you can also pass the other security group. So all the traffic coming from this security group should be allowed. So what I'm doing? So these are the EC2 machines. This EC2 machine will rest on some these EC2 machines are created using some security group, that is web security group which we have created, and these are our database. So database also required a security group. So I'm saying that all the EC2 machine which are using this web security group only allowed to access my DB. So that is what we are configuring. So instead of IP address, you can configure the IP address. You can also configure a security group, right? So anything, any EC2 machine or any service which are there in this security group can allow my database. That is also a feature in Amazon. And here I'm using my IP. Okay, if you want, you can use, if you want to connect to database using Workbench, you can use my IP. Okay, if you are want to use or you want to connect to database. Okay, so I have created two security groups, WordPress, WordPress DB and WordPress web application. So this is done. So now creating my database. Okay, so select MySQL database. So each and every component I have written. Okay, this is the MySQL version. If you, this is the old version, you can select the new version. I think the current version is 8 series. Okay, but previously I used old version, so you don't have to do anything, switch to old console or anything. Now it's everything working. Give database, my database, username is my database. Okay, okay. T2 micro, create a highly availability. Right now I think it will not give us the feature to create multi-z. Okay, and the security group which we created just now. So here security group, it is not showing the security group which we have created, so I have to refresh it again. So multi-z option is not right now here, so we are going to use it after, we will enable this after we create the database. Okay, so free tier database name. Do you want to allow public access? If you are connecting from your local, then only say yes, otherwise you can keep it no. Okay, so this is my WordPress security group. Everything you can keep it default. So it is costing me $20. Database name, MyDB. Automatic backup, if you want to enable automatic backup, you can enable it. uh, so this is a monthly cost I'm getting. So in your case, I think it will be in free tier. I am right now not in free tier, that's why it is giving me the charges, but it should be in your free tier. We have seen this. Okay, MySQL, yes. So I'm just checking all the configuration again once to make sure everything is good. Okay, now it's showing no charges. So if you are in free tier, you will be not getting any charges. But if you are not in free tier, this is the charges for a given month. So we have started creating the database. Now you have to create a IAM role. You have to create a IAM role for our EC2 machine. So let's go to IAM, and here I'm giving full S3 access. So give a name. Who is going to consume this role? EC2 machine. Okay, we are creating this role for EC2 machine. Okay, what you have to policy you have to attach? S3 full access. Go to next and give the name WordPress role S3 full access and create the role. Remember, for each machine we are going to create a role. We are not going to create users. For AWS machines, we are going to create a role. Okay, now this part is done. The final part is create a EC2 machine and pass a bootstrap script. Okay, so let's create an EC2 machine. Go to your EC2 console. So these are the prerequisites for our project, and then we are going to connect all the component. Okay, my WordPress machine, T2 micro, key value pair which we are using till now, same. Security group, existing security group. This is my WordPress security group. Previously it was WordPress database security group. This is WordPress web application security group. Apart from this, you can keep everything default, but here I am passing an IAM role, the role which we have created for WordPress. Okay, WordPress role, and here in the last user script. Okay, so we have a bootstrap script in our code. So yeah, this one, bootstrap script new. Okay, just open that. Here are the few bootstrap script. So what this script are doing, okay, what are these commands? So basically it will install your Apache, your website. Okay, it will install Apache, it will install the PHP, it is going to install some line WordPress. So here you can see it is downloading the WordPress application from internet. So if you go to the internet and just check what is WordPress. So WordPress is a content management service. Okay, it's a tool, it's a software which is developed so that you can just create a beautiful websites and manage. So from front end you can create so many pages. So you don't have to go and create your own page, and even you can manage from backend. It gives the admin access to you. Okay, for user it's a simple website. It will be something like this. You can create a website something like this using WordPress, and behind the scene you will have a dashboard. You can create multiple pages, you can create multiple application. So something like this will be there. Okay, so here is a bootstrap script. We are going to download this software. We are going to unzip it, and we are going to put into our var slash www slash html folder. Okay, this is we are going to do. So just copy paste this whole thing, and the last we are starting the server, starting the Apache. Apart from there are some permissions which we are giving to this WordPress application. Okay, and couple of more settings. So just copy paste this thing our EC2 machine bootstrap script. Okay, just copy paste it, and just after this launch it. Okay, this is the first step. So bootstrap script new. Okay, so this is the end of our step number 1. Now it is saying wait for all the application to come up. So what application? CloudFront, our database, our EC2 machine. Now after that we have to start with the step number 2. Okay, step number 2, it just says that check log in into EC2 machine and check if the website is running, everything is running or not. So it is saying that the files are created or not, just check it out. If not, then just start it manually. So WordPress is started or not. So let's log into the EC2 machine. You can use putty, you can use web connector. Okay, I'm in EC2 machine. So just go to the path, change your privilege to sudo su, and go to cd where w so I think the bootstrap script it didn't execute it. So I have passed the script, but I don't think it completed. Let's wait 2 more minutes. Before that we can. So what happened? Sometimes the bootstrap script takes time to execute. So that's why I'm waiting. If it's not completing in couple of seconds now, okay, 1 or 2 minutes. Then I will execute all this step manually. Just copy paste this thing and paste it here. That's it. So we have passed the boot step script. If it's not executed successfully, sometimes things break, so you can just paste everything manually. Okay, so I'm assuming that it has not started. So let me copy paste this thing, copy this thing and paste it. That's it. Ideally the script should be executed through the bootstrap. Okay, there are some errors, I think. Okay, let's try to execute one by one. Okay, I'm getting error, unable to find my PHP MySQL. PHP MySQL. I think the package might have changed. Let me search online that did the package change or not. I think the package name has changed. Let me check this one. Let me check if this MySQL ND works. The package name might have changed. That's why the bootstrap script got failed. Okay. Why? Why this is not working? No, it should be working. Nice. So I'm not using this EC2 machine. This is a new version. the OS which came recently is having some, the packages are not supported. Let launch a new EC2 machine rather than this. Okay, so this 2023 new AMI has some problems. Instead of that, I will use Linux 2. So this is a previous version, Linux 2, Amazon Linux 2 kernel. Again, it's a in free tier. This was a server which I was using for last 5 years. Okay, so and this is a recent one which came right now, and these commands are not working on that. So Amazon Linux 2. Okay, use this one. This is the OS again. I'm changing the OS again. It's a Linux but different version. Security group, web security group. Okay, everything is same. Go to the bootstrap script. No, before that, pass the IAM role to my EC2 machine. WordPress, no, WordPress role, and here pass the bootstrap script. Because that new OS, even the script might have got failed. Okay, that's why it didn't install the application. So Linux 2 I'm using. It is in free tier. This command is of Amazon Linux Extra. That is also not working in this new OS. Okay, so EC2 machine came up. Let's log into this machine, check if this machine is, did we able to, did all the application install or not. So sudo su, go to that where www html. You can see now application I have installed. Okay, Apache has installed. Apart from that, did anything? Yes. Now you can see the script is working. I am not doing anything. Script is working. It is step by step. It is creating this file. It is downloading this web code from the website. It is unzipping it. It will create a folder in this path. So you can see all the things are done. Okay, I'm just checking the files. So this, even Apache should have started. So what is the code to check the Apache? So you can just check these things. This is a check. Check the packages are installed on EC2 machine or not. Okay, cat dot, this file should be present. Okay, it might take a couple of minutes. We'll see. Okay, and check the status of your server. If the server is up and running.